Richard Kane Ferguson. That's a Geta Fenris. That's the Black Fury. That's the cover to the Black Fury tribe book for third edition Werewolf the Apocalypse. Another, yeah. I kind of missed out getting my name in this book, but it's in the others. They're each tribe. There are 13 werewolf tribes. What's that picture? That's a child of Gaia protecting a sapling. They're kind of like hippies. Hippie werewolves. That's the famous flick book of death. I don't know if I can show it to you the way it's meant to be. The famous... Yeah, you can see it real quick there. Anyway, I didn't quite get my... I don't know. Maybe I did get my name in here. But it wasn't... I can't be bothered looking for it now. I don't think I got my name in this one because I was a bit late. I was just early enough to... No, actually, no. I was totally too late for the official Kickstarter, which I was kind of upset about at the time. Just wait. I think something's missing. Damn, something's missing. Oh, here it is. That's the Changing Breeds book. I actually backed that Kickstarter. It came afterwards. That's the screen, the DM screen for it. Very pretty. If you've ever been a game master, you'd understand why they have these. You'd have access to all that information. There's the thing. Yeah, I'll just show you the... there was supposed to be 2 books. Just a sec, I gotta look. I'll go back to the... yeah, the next book that came was, these are all the 20th anniversary ones. Yeah, this game came out in the early 90s, not long after Vampire the Masquerade, and before Mage the Ascension, then Hunter the Reckoning, then Wraith the Oblivion, then Changeling the Dream. I think Changeling the Dream came after Mage the Ascension, yeah. And Demon the Fallen, and then there are other smaller versions. Then they brought out stuff like Werewolf, an entirely different type of game. Vampire the Requiem, I think it was called, Werewolf the Forsaken, which was not as good as the original version. But this brings back the original Werewolf the Apocalypse, and it's the 20th anniversary. This is the Changing Breeds book, and I actually backed that Kickstarter, and they gave me the special limited edition bound book, bound in well, like this, with the embossed cover. It's got the glyph, the Changing Breeds glyph on the front. I will show you. There's actually a regular version of this, which I thought they had sent me also, but I can't find it. It might have been lifted from my somebody's hands have been in my collection, unfortunately. See that it's got gold pages, edging on the page, and it's hard to show books. I've got to look down, unless it's upside down. Changing Breeds, it's basically Werewolf the Apocalypse is about werewolves, but there are other were animals in the world of darkness. There are werebears, the Gurur, weresharks, the Rokia. They're mainly common around the Australian waters. Were-rats called ratkin. Were-foxes called I forget what they're called. Oh, I forget what they are called. Oops. Were-coyotes called Nawisha. They're strictly Indian types, the Nawisha. Like two of the werewolf tribes, the Octina, who are more, they're more a mixture of African, Asian, sort of like the dispossessed races of man. While the Wendigo are like the North American tribes, Indian tribes, based on the North American Indians. Were dinosaurs, they're called Mokali. They're sort of like, that's basically some sort of triceratops that they can take that form of, or they have a normal, they can take the shape of iguanas, monitors, or crocodiles, or alligators. Were tigers, they're one of the many werecats, wild werecats, called Bastet, after the Egyptian god. Were snakes, I forget what they're called either. There's also were-crow, Korax, they're called Korax, and were-spiders, called Anar'anasi. They're called Anar'anasi. I like the way that rings off. But those races, like the idea of ratkin and were dinosaurs and were snakes and were ravens and were spiders doesn't really gel well with me. It's just I think it's just gone kind of ridiculous by that stage, where they're able to take the form of something many times their height and weight, or many times below their height and weight, or something that can fly. I always found werewolves to be more believable because basically they're still a mammal, even though you actually grow a couple of feet bigger when you're in their when they change to their Krynos hybrid form, man wolf, woman wolf form, something like 8 to 9 feet tall. of muscle and hair and muzzle and claws and fangs. Awesome. Anyway, this is the book of the changing breeds. The other were animals that aren't. They're called fera. That's the word they have for it. They're called fera. Hard to show everything here. There's some of the artwork. Bastet. See, I'll just show you each breed. I think the idea of even the idea of were sharks, yeah, I just don't get it. I understand werewolves, werecats, werecoyotes, werefoxes, and werebears, but that's about it. Everything else is just too ridiculous. Anyway, I could run a game if I bothered to read the rules and memorize them. Oh, they have the Ajaba. They're the African were hyenas. They're called the Ajaba. Apparently the females are larger than the males and are are actually dominant. I think they call that sexual dimorphism. That's the Anasi. See the picture there? That skirt is too short. It looks like it's pinned on. Anasi were spiders. Yeah, they're kind of... they actually have a were form where they take the form of a giant spider or a hybrid spider-human that might be described as being similar to the horse-human hybrid of centaur in shape. But they have this crawling form that they take of many spiders, and that's kind of, I just think that's kind of ridiculous. Well, it's kind of stretching it too far. There's another picture of the were spider. I actually I prefer the second edition book. I haven't even read this yet. Bastet, werecats, like they're all the wild cats, including tigers, pumas, cougars, cheetahs, even house cats have a tribe. There's a leopard, a were leopard, I think. That's what they look like. There you go. Yeah. Damn. Book. How much time have I got? I got 1 hour. I'm probably going to spend all this time just showing you a few books. They're were lions. They're actually called Kimba. You know where that comes from? Where the were panthers are actually called named after the character in the Jungle Book. I don't know. I forget what that one is. I'll look it up. The Quamia, the were lynxes, the Bagheera, yeah, they're called Bagheera, after the character in the Jungle Book. Really good. And the were tigers are called Khan, as in Shere Khan. They have the Egyptian cats too. They're called Babasti. They're kind of strange and they use lots of magic. In fact, Bastet are the most well known for using magic. Corax, were ravens, the eyes of Gaia. No, they're the messengers of Gaia, I think. The Bastet are the eyes of Gaia. Gaia is actually the Mother Earth god that they all worship, or Gaia. Gaia sounds a bit, I don't know. Yeah, you see they look kind of ridiculous in there. It's the idea of a large bird taking the form of a large bird seems odd, especially when the ravens are significantly smaller. Real ones are. Gura, I don't know if that's the correct pronunciation. Gura are werebears, including there's a subgroup of them called, that are a lot like pandas. They have polar bears, grizzlies, black bears, Kodak bears. That's not including the Australian koala bear. That's just being a bit too silly. Yeah, they're actually they're like over 15 feet tall. They're quite big. There's the free they take, yeah, they have like all were creatures, they have a human form, a near human form, the hybrid form, near bear form, and bear form, or whichever were creature they have. Some of them only have free forms, like the Corax is human Corax form, rare avis form, and their natural Corax form. Then they have breeds, which is human breed, born of human, or their animal breed, born of wolf or cat, um, raven or bear, and then they have a hybrid breed, born from the union of two of their kind. They're not supposed to mate with one another. Were creatures, they're supposed to mate with humans. When, like, they basically are humans, but they can change into they're were creatures. But they're otherwise humans, but they're not supposed to mate with their own kind, which produces sterile offspring, referred to as metis if you're a guru werewolf. The metis are deformed and treated with less respect than the others. They have a hard time, and they're not allowed to leave the Khans, the holy grounds of the sacred territories of the werewolves. Now, some of the other were creatures have metis as well, but some of them don't. Some of it, they're just incapable of producing offspring if they mate with, if a male, I think it's a male were shark, Rokia, mates with a female were shark, their offspring dies at birth or is never born. Unlike Guru, if a male Guru mates with a female Guru, they produce a metis, or might produce a metis, if the birth is successful. I think Bastet can do it too. In fact, they treat their metis better than others, but others just don't. It just doesn't work that way. Yeah, it's hard to understand for the you people. I had problems, but see, there are free breeds: born a wolf or born of whatever animal breed they where breed they are, or born of human. And it's the form they revert back to when they fall unconscious or die, get killed. Except for Metis, they normally walk around in their hybrid form, and that's the form they die in too. Die or fall unconscious or whatever. I'm not sure if werebears have Metis. I'd have to read it again. It's been a while since I've read it all. There's another picture. Kitsune, that's the name of the werefoxes, and they're Asian. Have you ever heard the expression the nine-tailed fox? The fox with 9 tails? Well, that's what they are. They're based on Asian folklore, and they're included. That's what they look like. Foxes. I think you can get them in England as well. Wherever they there's a picture of the five forms. Shows only one tail there. They kind of look ridiculous in their near human form because they actually take their shape differently from that of other were creatures. Their nose turns black. Their ears go pointy first, and before their face changes or whatever. They basically all look the same based on the type of animal they're part of. Animal breed, Farah. There's another picture. Yeah, they kind of do magic as well. They're more magic inclined were creatures. This is the Mokkoli. They're the were dinosaurs, or the were dragon dash dinosaurs. Normally called were alligators, or whichever reptile, semi-aquatic reptilian lizard breed they come from. There's supposed to be 4 streams. The stream of fire, the stream of water, the stream of air, and the stream of earth. And the stream of fire is the Australian crocodiles, and they're mainly from not actually Australian itself, but from the islands in the north of Australia, between Australia and New Guinea. They're not real, of course. It's just make believe. Yeah, they're were crocodiles, and they have the Indian version, which is some sort of monitor lizard, I think, and the American version, which is the alligator, and the Australian version also includes goannas, and the American version might have alligators and iguanas. I'm not sure of the other streams. I think the Indian version's the stream of air. I actually played one of the Australian versions in a game, very briefly, of course. I won't go into any details, but he was like a crocodile. He had a crocodile, a natural crocodile form. He was the human breed, of course, but he could change to a crocodile, or some type of dinosaur that breathed fire, that stood at 22 feet tall, dinosaur. They have a very interesting way. Players can actually select put together. They're customized, have a fully customized were creature where they can choose parts like pointy, extra pointy claws, large claws or large fangs, extra limbs. It's all based on Gnosis, which is their connection to the spirit world, or Gaia, or whichever version of Gaia they believe in. They have a connection to the spirit world. They can also spirit walk. They can pass over to the spirit world completely and walk through it to get someplace quickly, or to get someplace unharmed or unmolested, as they might in the or unnoticed in the real world. Yeah, it's based on their Gnosis score. I had a very high Gnosis score in the game I had, and I was able to choose a lot, like to make my creature tall, particularly tall. I did choose tall size, yeah, something like size. Fire breathing, I chose that as well. Large teeth, large claws, upright walking, manual dexterity like a human, stuff like that. You can choose wings or gills for swimming and flying. They can't fly indefinitely though. They can only fly so far. So some things stack as well. You can keep on buying size, so you can have something like a 50 feet tall. That would be beyond the normal size of dinosaurs. Dinosaurs are only between I think 30 feet and 15 feet tall, or 10 feet tall, or yeah, I don't know how small the little ones are, but then not including the brontosauruses and the ones like that, or the stegosauruses that also have a very long width or size. You can also buy size, how fat your dinosaur is, how much bulk they have. I just bought height, if you understand me. That was a very brief game though. I barely got into it before I quit. You don't want to know who I had for an avatar. I had some silly idea. Think about crocodiles and Australian movie characters, and think about crocodiles in Australian movies you know from the 80s. Guess who I chose. Anyway, that's a picture of one. They come in many shapes and sizes, and they're also responsible for the legends about dragons, because some can be fire breathing as well as flying, or have extra scales or horns added for intimidation, or some sort of pearl. They can have a pearl put on their forehead, which is supposed to frighten vampires. Anyway, that's what one looks like. I was going to have a 22 foot